My instincts tell me that people who know each other would be highly resistant to subjecting each other to high amounts of voltage. However, I think that the number of people who took part in this experiment with people they know would dish out low voltage learning motivation with very little problem. As to the question of men subjecting women to electric shocks, I believe men would be hesitant to shock women for a few different reasons. First, I like to think that chivalry is not dead, and that men would question the validity of a test requiring they shock women. Second, and equally if not more important, I believe there would be a grave concern that shocks may be perceived as some form of harassment or an assault, and potentially lead to some serious trouble down the road. Extrapolating the actions of teenagers regarding these shocks would be difficult. I can only guess that based on my own experience as a teen, that many teenagers would be internally conflicted. I suspect this would not stop the teenager from issuing the initial shocks, but once they sensed that they were doing damage to the learner, they would likely ask to stop the experiment or question the experiment altogether, or in true teen fashion, uh, end the experiment. Thank you. Does society hold women to a different set of expectations than they do for men? Yes, definitely yes. Society holds women to a different set of expectations than they do for men. In my opinion, men tend to be viewed in a more utilitarian light, while there are clear society norms for male beauty. Men tend to be judged by their character and their ability. On the other hand, there's much more emphasis placed on physical attraction or feminine beauty. Unfortunately, no matter how beautiful or capable a woman there is, there seems to be no shortage of critics, even those who are held in the highest, who are viewed as the most beautiful women, often face harsh judgment in the media. Men are often guilty of also judging women by their physical features, and they can be crude about it, crass about it. However, the judgments, in my opinion, that wound uh, fragile self-esteems often come from fellow women. Few men have ever judged the physical attractiveness of another man as harshly as women judge each other. It is always best to keep in mind that self-esteem is just that, esteem of yourself, self-esteem. So it's very important that every person learn to respect and admire themselves, regardless of what input you receive from the outside world. Um, and that is my opinion regarding society holding women to a different set of expectations.